Now that spring is here, activity is picking up in bike lanes across southeast Wisconsin. It's a busy season for bike shops, too, including one celebrating 50 years of helping cyclists enjoy their ride. Frank Healy shares the story of Wheel Sprocket, including the legacy of a gone but not forgotten familiar face, whose passion for bicycling continues to move this family-owned retailer forward.
We went from one small shop in Hales Corners, Wisconsin in 1973, and now we are 12 stores here in Milwaukee, Madison, the Fox Valley, and down in Chicagoland, and we're a nationally recognized bike brand.
Come to Wheel Sprocket's 50/50 sale. 50% off, 500 parts and accessories.
If you grew up in the Milwaukee area, you've probably seen the ads before.
Come to Wheel Sprocket's birthday celebration. Up to half off on wheels, up to half off on sprockets.
It's because everyone wants a bike from Wheel Sprocket.
And so do you.
When I was young, I remember waking up seeing the Sunday comics and seeing this crazy guy on a bike with the crazy hair for sure.
That man with the crazy hair was Chris Kegel.
Our father, Chris Kegel, was the first mechanic when Wheel Sprocket opened the doors in 1973.
Current Wheel Sprocket owner Amelia Kegel says with her dad being the face of Wheel Sprocket, that meant her and her siblings were involved too.
So Wheel Sprocket is a family business through and through. So my dad and his brothers were integral to the success of the business early on. And then as we were growing up as kids, I have 3 siblings, so all 4 of us have worked in the bike shop.
In more ways than just selling bikes.
50% off 50 bikes.
That's me!
Amelia says the business built a reputation on fun ads on TV and in the newspapers.
We have to be in the most fun section. So for years we ran comics as our ads for everything that was going on at the shop.
References to movies like Shrek and Men in Black and popular Saturday Night Live skits. Amelia says her dad's philosophy was that there's a bike for everyone out there.
Laying back on a trike is a whole new story. It's been amazing to see people who have said like, hey, I have balance issues, or I never think I could ride, be able to ride on a bike like this.
While he was a businessman, Amelia says her father dedicated his life to sharing the joy of bike riding with everyone, founding groups that advocated for biking as a hobby and working to expand infrastructure, both locally and nationally, even meeting with 2 presidents. In 2017, her father passed away after being diagnosed with a rare type of pancreatic cancer. Hundreds attended his funeral at St. Matthias Catholic Parish.
People flooded in from across the nation to his bedside at his house to be able to say, thank you for this.
Amelia says they're continuing her dad's philosophy that there is a bike for everyone here to this day, from cargo bikes to recumbent trikes, both with and without electrical assist, to everything else in between.
Some people think about bikes, they think of racers in spandex going 1,000,000 miles an hour. But really, there is a bike for every style of person, for every age group, for every ambition.
At their newest Bayview location, a massive crane calls back to the building's history as a foundry.
And the railroad line actually used to go through this property.
The 50-year history of the business is everywhere. Original signage from their first location, and Chris's bike collection hanging from the ceiling. But more importantly, the tradition of bike advocacy.
The Bicycle Federation of Wisconsin has an office here in the building, and then Rails to Trails, which are the geniuses who figured out how to create bike lines underneath the power lines and next to the railroads. So we're very blessed to have great partnerships, and it really is this grassroots and top-down approach.
Jake Newborn with the Wisconsin Bike Federation worked for Wheel Sprocket when he was younger and bought his daughter's bike there. He says Wheel Sprocket has been integral in initiatives locally to add more protective bike lanes to make biking better for Milwaukeeans.
That's going to be a key part in getting the new riders, the not as strong riders, the families out to ride more.
Newborn says the Bayview store is also at the forefront of making community space for bicyclists with its coffee bar and classroom.
I just bought this lovely Live bike. It's the Avail, and I'm going to name her Avalia because my name's Amelia.
Amelia Shooney, who has written grants for the Bike Federation to help people with disabilities experience the joy of cycling, says Wheel Sprocket is critical to the biking community.
I see the Wheel Sprocket at the Ride Across Wisconsin, at the Trek 100, at the UPAF ride. Wheel is always out there supporting the community. I also appreciate what Wheel Sprocket has done with the Chris Kegel Foundation, raising money for bike trails across the city and just making biking accessible to everyone.
Now now, with an eye on the past,
50 years old, which is a true accomplishment. Again, for any small business, it's a task to be able to have that longevity.
Amelia Kegel says they're looking to the future. With the popularity of e-bikes and big tire winter sports on the rise, it's looking bright.
It's actually crazy, but there are more people riding bikes all season round than we've ever had in the history of any data that we've had.